Thank you. Thank you, Chairperson. And I'm being a oil man. I'll be speaking on the smart grid. And basically, this is a World Renewable Energy Technology Congress. Distinguished members in the forum, and ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to all of you to attending today's event. Yesterday, we have heard experts from renewable energy industry talk about how investment in renewable energy sector will be crucial to achieve the net zero ambitions. We have also heard about the energy storage will revolutionize the future of EVs, and we also got some key insights on how biofuels and green hydrogen can be used to decarbonize the mobility sector. In this session, anyway, we will be discussing on the smart grid and microgrid and digital transition of clean and green energy towards net zero. You all know digital technologies have revolutionized the way we live, work, and connect. Digital transformation is now at the center of future strategies in almost all sectors, and the energy sector is no different. In fact, energy sector was an early adopter of digital technologies. As early as 1970s, power and utility companies used digital tools for grid management and operation. Oil and gas companies also used digital technologies they have been using. In fact, one of the supercomputers, when it was imported, it was called Param. It was installed in CDAC, and the next more powerful computer was also there in the GeoPic of ONGC, where this computer we used for processing the seismic raw data. That is the underground, basically, using the seismic waves, data we acquire to decipher the sedimentary structures below and to find out the locales of the oil and gas. So the digital technologies is not new to oil and gas companies. In fact, it's oil and gas companies which have promoted digital technologies. Now we are seeing the revolution in the IT industry, and for that matter, every industry, whether it's a finance, whether it is logistics, whether it's a supply chain mechanism, whether it is manufacturing. Everywhere we are seeing the revolution of the digital technologies. And digital technology, we always use it for improved decision making, for exploration and production assets. Nowadays, digital technologies such as IoT, artificial intelligence, advanced analytics, and automation, cloud computing, etc., are being increasingly used in energy sector to improve the safety, productivity, accessibility, and sustainability of energy systems. Smart grids are the brilliant example of how digital technologies have been used to improve the efficiency and electricity supply chain and reduce the losses. Smart grids, which are based on advanced metering infrastructure and IoT-enabled devices, allow bidirectional data or energy flow between consumer and utilities. This system allows for monitoring, analysis, control, and communication within the supply chain to help improve efficiency and reduce energy consumption and cost and maximize the transparency and reliability of the energy supply chain. Smart grids are relevant, especially in a country like India, where the aggregate technical and commercial loss of DISCOMs stand at approximately 14% as compared to the global average of 8.3%. Smart grids will allow Indian DISCOMs to improve operational and billing efficiencies and thereby help them to plug the losses. Through the AMI solutions, Indian DISCOMs can reduce the commercial losses by improving the billing efficiencies. On the other hand, IoT-enabled smart meters which provide customer data at a set frequency, example 15 minutes, will allow DISCOMs to perform analytics on consumption pattern and assets performance and load profiling and transformer loading, etc., which can eventually lead to enhanced operational efficiency and consumer satisfaction. Surge in electric vehicles will warrant an increase in the charging infrastructure. We all know power grids, which are already heavily loaded in multiple areas, could become bottlenecks if peak EV charging periods coincide with the peaks in general load. In such cases, deploying smart grids will provide the DISCOMs with real-time data about the grids they operate and will allow them to analyze the current and future needs. This data will further help the DISCOMs to determine the investment required in grid enforcement or flexibility solutions to cater for EVs. Digital solutions will therefore underpin the development of a robust charging infrastructure, which is the need of the hour as the EVs expand to various geographical areas. Apart from the smart grids, the other metering technologies such as blockchain, artificial intelligence, advanced analytics, and virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, etc. will also play a key role in digital energy transformation. Smart contract management is one application of blockchain technology. This application can help in transparent and efficiency energy accounting at all levels and enable peer-to-peer trading between the producers and consumers of electricity. In the industry that I come from, such blockchain-based smart contracts are considered to be used to automate critical services like petroleum product tracking and tracing and international trade document protection and coordination of purchasing and bidding activities for granting exploration licensing rights to petroleum exploration and development companies. Another potential application of blockchain can be to keep track of the source of renewable energy and record the carbon footprint and different parties involved in the network. This will ensure that the renewable energy produced and consumed has minimum carbon footprint. Artificial intelligence is another exciting technology which, apart from supporting the smart grids, can also be used for forecasting purpose. This will be critical for efficient utilization of renewable energy resources. For example, AI program by IBM has developed self-learning weather models using the historical weather data, data from sensor networks, and cloud information to predict solar forecasts, thereby leading to more solar power generation with lower costs. Improving the accuracy of forecasts using the AI can harmonize fossil fuel and renewable energy provision. This will eventually result in optimal utilization of the available energy resources at a lower cost. And when it comes to augmented reality and virtual reality is used, both traditional fossil fuel industry and emerging renewable energy industry for virtual site visits, field staff training, and remote assistance to field workforce and remote maintenance of the critical infrastructure. Digital twins of the energy producing assets, which are virtual replicas created on cloud using the IoT devices installed in the assets, will allow streaming of remote operations. We have all witnessed the importance of remote operations during the pandemic, and the new normal that followed has given a further impetus to such digital interventions. Automation is another digital technology which can play a central role in energy sector transformation. Repetitive tasks, for example, in energy trading, billing, payment reversals, etc., can be automated through robotic process automation. Additionally, physical robots and drones can regularly survey and maintain large equipment in wind and solar farms and help avoid failures and accidents. Cloud computing is another area is expected to be useful for managing energy production, distribution, and provision. Cloud computing applications can enhance collaboration and remotely work by allowing enhanced visibility of financial and operational data across the energy network. Seamless exchange of data would play a pivotal role in efficient utilization of cloud computing applications. While exchanging data is transforming the energy sector, it is also creating new vulnerabilities for the sector. Cyber-secure digitalization is of paramount importance to avoid leakage of sensitive operational and consumer data, which may otherwise facilitate a coordinated attack on our energy infrastructure. We have seen recently the blackout of Windows, what happened to the travel industry, what happened to the several industry when the Microsoft servers gone down. So that is the negative side of the total digitalization. But we need to ensure a backup plan and to avoid such unforeseen events. Before concluding, I would like to draw your attention towards the aspect that we should be watchful about the impact of digitalization in our climate. We need to understand that the data centers and growing internet traffic that it supports may have significant electricity demand and therefore may also have an impact on our climate, especially where the electricity is being generated primarily using fossil fuels. As per the IEA, data centers account for 1% of the global electricity demand. In 2020, this was equivalent to 200 to 250 terawatt per hour. Therefore, the digitalization energy systems must go hand in hand with transformational of our electricity portfolio. And when it comes to the digital transformation in hydrocarbon E&P sectors, energy transition, if we look at a snapshot, where the world oil consumption will reduce, but India's oil consumption is bound to grow until 2030 or maybe beyond. Renewables grow fastest for the world as well as for India. Oil and gas demand will continue to grow in India in all scenarios for next 1 decade. Worldwide, maybe the oil and gas consumption may come down, but in India it is bound to grow. Whatever additional renewable energy which we will be generating, that will only cater to the additional demand growth which will take place, and it will add to the energy basket which is required for the energy security of the country. India's growing import dependence remains a concern. You all may be knowing that more than 85% of oil is being imported and more than 46% of gas is also imported for our energy needs in various sectors. The E&P industry faces a multitude of challenges such as geological complexity, increasing capital and operating costs, changing consumer preferences. The oil and gas industry is the one we highly reliance on specialized service providers like companies like Baker Hughes, Schlumberger, Halliburton, and several other, various operations, various companies, service companies are involved. These are all the global service companies, and any oil and gas companies will be utilizing their services. We also have execution and technological challenges while carrying out the jobs in oil field industry. And another thing is the oil price volatility. When project to become economical, we need to have a stable price regime. But the scenarios keep changing. We have seen the COVID time, oil futures going to the negative, which has again been brought back to the previous levels by another black swan event which has happened, Russia and Ukraine war. This has disrupted the supply chain mechanism in the world, in the global scenario where the energy was to go to supply to different geographic regions. And this brought back the price mechanism to the previous levels. And in India, basically, is another problem which we are facing is most of the discovered fields are in a matured stage, and producing from mature fields involves a lot of OPEX which is required. The CAPEX has been committed, and then we need to go for redevelopment schemes to produce more oil, gas from that one. Then when it comes to investment by the way, international banks, we are facing a problem with regarding to, because oil industry is always construed to be a industry which is polluting the atmosphere. Probably, everybody says oil and gas is a sin industry, but we all must also note, if the oil and gas industry would not have been there, we would be burning the wood and coal. We would have spoiled the climate much earlier than what is now is looming on us. And in most of the time, many people believe the human inducement to the climate change is very limited. It is related with the cosmic changes which is going to happen. How Earth is revolving around itself, how solar system is moving, and total solar system, how it's moving in galaxy. In the geological past, it has happened, the climate changes have taken place, and there were a period glaciation, there was a period volcanic eruptions took place, there was a global warming which has took place, and complete species were extinguished. So it's not only the human inducement which is taking place in the climate change. Yes, we need to be prudent in utilizing all these energies, and we need to reduce the emissions. But there are some factors beyond the control of human race, but that need to be taken care. When it comes to facing the challenges in E&P entry, what it takes to succeed, again, coming back to digitalization. And we need to undertake extensive data acquisition and advanced processing and interpretation techniques. and we need to deploy latest ENP technologies and enhance collaboration between various stakeholders in government, industry, academia, investors, and service providers. And we need to implement the robust assessment and mitigation frameworks and models. We need to develop and strengthen across organizational level, and we need to build a conducive ecosystem, and we need to innovate and adopt innovative business models and partnerships, and we need to work reducing the carbon footprint of ENP sectors. One of the challenging areas with new age industry, most of the manpower is moving to the IT industry because of the nature of working atmosphere or working surroundings. We need to find right people to work in industries like oil and gas or coal, or for that matter, any energy related or manufacturing industry. Finding a appropriate manpower is one of the biggest challenge which is going to be facing soon in future also. And these workforce limitations has to be overcome by imparting a proper training and proper exposure to the people and generating the more and more jobs, and maybe through digitalization, these industries where the physical labor is more involved, probably we need to make it in a, bring it to the same working atmosphere as the IT industry. That will, to a great extent, solve the problem. So in nutshell, what is required is digitalization in industry, in any industry, will add or improve the operations and profitability of the any company. This I conclude. Thanks for a lot of hearing, and I hope all of you will gain for the further during the day with the discussions in other area. Thank you very much.